Hello there, welcome to my channel. My name is Daniela, and today I'm doing a long-awaited finale for the 50 Shades of Yellow / Gold Project Pan. This is a project from the Fantastic Ladies group, and it lasted a year from April 15th of last year to this year. I'm finishing it a bit late, kind of wanted to hit some more goals, which I have. And anything left that I didn't finish is not really close to the goal done. So I'm gonna do my finale today. Maybe you'll have it edited with the progress pictures. If not, you can see the difference on Instagram. Just depends if I feel like actually editing the whole video. But yeah, this is going to be a bit of a long video. Sorry about that. But yeah, so let's just get started. So a hair care item that I finished was the Garnier Whole Blends Repairing Honey Conditioning Milk. Started up here. Used up this whole thing. It was on the thin side. Wasn't always my favorite. I guess it's good if you have like fine hair. So yeah, that's an empty. Then we've got this sample from Pattern. This is actually like a deluxe sample because it has 52 milliliters. So when I open this, I put it into a little container. It was all right for detangling, but after some time, like even in my container started getting thicker, and whenever I would use it, it would leave like, it would get more chunky in the hair. Anyways, it wasn't like that great, but I finished it. Then after that, next thing I finished was this hand lotion from the Body Shop. This is the Kindness of Pears hand cream. It was a lighter scent. My partner doesn't like scents though, so I didn't mostly use it out of the house, and in the end I kind of mixed it in with some other fragrance-free lotion, so it was very, very light smell. Also, this wasn't like the best for my hands because my hands get really dry. I should have gone with the set for drier skin. The other one I had from that same set was the Love and Plums. This one had a much stronger scent, so I never got around to it. I didn't use it at all, really. So I'll probably just give this to my mom. My mom likes more scents and such, so she'll enjoy it. Then the next empty is this Pharmacy Honey Savior. It's like a salve. It's good for when your skin is dry, cracked. I really liked using it on my face when I would get eczema. Like dry skin on my face, especially like my eyes. And yeah, so I totally finished it, scraped it all out, put in like a little container. I would repurchase it, but they don't sell the smaller version anymore. This is like the mini size, and it took me so long to finish it. I don't really want to buy the big one. So if I ever see it in a smaller version, I would buy the smaller version. Then I have this ColourPop Hello Kitty lip scrub. I did not finish this. That was my goal. I barely even used it. Like there's a slight amount used, but I've had this for a while now, and it still smells like pineapple. It's still good. It's just a lot of times I forget to use a lip scrub. And I use around 1.4 grams, while there is 15 grams in here, so not a big dent. Then I have this Tarte Jelly Glaze lip balm in toasted coconut. I do really like this. I keep it in my purse. It's like a brownish nude color, so it's very easy to wear. But yeah, definitely whenever I'm out I use it. Mostly at work I use it. But you really only need like a small amount. It's very hydrating. So I didn't finish it. I didn't think I would finish it. I just wanted to see how much progress I could make. And I used 2.7 grams. There is 10 grams in here, so I used like a quarter of it. That's fine. I'll just keep it in my purse and keep using it. Now we have a lip balm. Well, this is lip oil, but it's hydrating. This is an empty. I've had this for quite a while, and at the end, didn't really have any pigment anymore. But we started up here, totally finished. The bottom, like, it's just old and it has a lot of like gunk and stuff. So anyways, I'm happy to call this done. Next, on to the lip products. I have 3 lip glosses. These are from Tarte. Really like them. At least before, I really liked them, but it's not my type of formula anymore. So first I have Fiji. It's like this clear, not clear, but like light color with like blue pink iridescence. Very nice for winter and spring and mixing with other colors. So yeah, finished it. Not really much left. I used this 13 times since the last update, and I used it 18 times total. And yeah, I used around 1.2 grams. These have 1 mil, so it's gonna be at least 1 gram of use. Finished that. Then I had Tarte Room Service, more of a mauve color. Hard to see. Let's see if you can, I'm not sure if you can see the line, but it's pretty much down to here. Since the last update, I used this 16 times, and from the beginning I used this 20 times. And the last guy is Out of Office. This is a kind of mauve purple. It has a bit of clearness to it, so it's very flattering purple, very wearable, and yeah, like I was like right at the bottom. This one had less uses, so since last update I used it 8 times, and I used this 12 times total to finish. But it has less uses, but when I would use it, I would be reapplying it a lot the whole day. Like, it's one I preferred for when I was at work or something, so reapply it many times. Now on to face items. First, I've got a face powder. This is the Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder. It is very, very slight yellow tint, and bananas yellow. So my goal for this, at first was the hip pan, and then I knew that was going to be impossible because I don't always use powder, and especially where I live right now, it's a dry place, so I don't always need powder. So I changed my goal to 15 uses, and I hit that. I'm not sure if you can see the wear. Not really even a point of putting a start photo for this because it's a very minimal amount of wear. So since the last time, last update, I used it 2 times, and I've used this a total of 16 times. So just a little bit over that goal. Then we have the BH Tahiti, almost dropped, Tahiti Face Quad. I don't really hear people talk about it. I only really saw it on the Revolution website much later. This is a nice lighter face palette. It's summer vibes, but on the light side, so it works well for me, especially beginning of summer when I haven't had a tan yet. My goal for this was to use each guy 5 times. It was very easy to hit the goal on the contour because it's my only contour powder right now, and it's very blendable. It's a nice color. So yeah, that one I hit my goal on first, and so since the last update I've reached my goal on the rest of them. So this contour I'd used it 6 times total. Highlight I used 2 times since the last update, 5 times total. Same with the blush, and same with the bronzer. Bronzer looks very orange in here, but it's not that bad on the face. Blush is very dusty, so it doesn't come off that strong. And I really like the highlight. It's a really nice neutral color. I'm not sure if you can see, but there is a lot of wear, especially like on these guys. Very powdery. But yeah, it's a good palette. Then we have the I Heart Revolution Peach blush. So it has like this yellow leaf. Just like this. So like the outside is like a matte powdery blush. The middle is more shimmery. It's not like super strong shimmer, so it works really well when you mix it together. Still on the powdery side though. My goal for this was to use it 15 times. Since the last update, I used it 5 times, and now I've used it 15 times total, so I hit my goal on that. And the next one of the same genre is the banana highlight. So bananas are yellow, and then the outside is like this peachy color. It has this gelée formula. In the end, I didn't really like the bananas because it's too strong of a yellow. It works fine on the eyes, but I have better shadows for that. And I did really like the peach. Like it's a very nice highlight, and you can blend it out well. I mean, you have to blend it out well like any gelée formula. But anyways, I think after I'm done updating, I think I'll take out the banana, maybe like repress the peach just so that it's only the peach, because it's a bit hard to use since the banana uses up so much. So yeah, for that, it was the same thing. I used it 5 times since the last update, and I used it 15 times total, so I hit that goal as well. We still got some more highlights. So I've got the Rose Quartz highlight from Becca. It's kind of like a goldy packaging. My goal for this was to hit pan, and as you can see from this like very tiny pan at the bottom that I did, have this really good dip kind of all throughout. It did crack a bit, but then I just pressed it back in. So since the last update, I used this 5 times, and it took me 26 times total to hit pan. I mean, weight-wise, it didn't go down that much. It only went down 0.6 grams, but there's 2.4 grams in here, so that's a quarter done. So I had some use on it before, but there's still a ways to go. I do want to work on it soon to finish. I've had this for quite a while, but I think it'd be doable, especially like next spring or something. That'll be a goal. And then I had another highlight from Becca. It's the Vanilla Quartz, same packaging. This guy has more of a yellow shift, but it also has like some champagne and pink shift to it, so it makes it very wearable. So I really like it. The only problem is that it's on the light side, so I already started getting a tan again, so it's already a bit too light for me. But yeah, at first I had a goal of hitting pan, but then because I didn't use it much this winter, and I didn't really have much time to hit pan, I changed it to 15 uses, and I was able to hit that goal. Since the last update, I used it 12 times, and I've used it 16 times total, so hit that goal. Especially now that I was wearing tank tops sometimes, like there was some days where it was really hot. I used this on like the shoulders and collarbone because it was still pretty like light here. Like I have a bit of a farmer's tan, I guess, but it was very light there, so it worked well for that part. And yeah, this is something I definitely like this next winter when I get paler again. I definitely want to hit pan. I'm not sure if I can finish, but at least hit pan then. All right, now we're going into the eyeshadows. So yeah, before I do the eyeshadow, I just wanted to go to this lip gloss that I put in later, but I'll do this before I forget. So I put this in for one that I decluttered. It's the Stella lip gloss from Colourpop for their Winx collection. So it has a lot of nice gold glitters. I only used it halfway. I wasn't really like pressed on finishing this because I know I'll definitely like using this in the summer, and I'll definitely finish it then. It doesn't take that long to really get through these. I used it 11 times since the last update, and now it's at 25 times total, so probably another 25 uses and it'll be done. So yeah. And then I also had a fragrance I put in, but I probably shouldn't have because I don't really use fragrances because a lot of times I'll get a migraine and stuff, so it's kind of like a sometimes thing. So this is a Gucci Flora. Has some yellow in these flowers, and my goal was to use it, but I didn't really use it, so yeah. So let's go to the eyeshadows. So I have this guy from the Urban Naked 2 palette. It's called Foxy. It's this kind of yellow leaning base, so I use it as a base for my eyeshadows. You can see a bit of a dip. My goal originally was to hit pan, or just like to finish it. I mean, these take forever, so it wasn't even close. Then it was to hit pan. Did not hit that either. I have used this quite a lot. Since the last update, I've used it 16 times, and I've now used it 38 times. So it's quite a lot. Yeah, I don't know, sometimes it's a bit hard finding a balance for my eyes because I have dry skin, but then it's like right at my eyes, it's like they crease easily. So I mean, I have to put cream on, if not they'll be too dry. And then with the primer and stuff, sometimes like, finally I got the Urban Decay shadow one again, so we'll see if that helps, because I've been using the Fenty Beauty one, and that one's been good, but then sometimes it creases, and there hasn't been anything great right now. Like, even ones I've used before just weren't that great and not letting it crease. And then other times it's like too much powder, and then it just looks too crappy. So it's like it's just a bit hard sometimes, but yeah. So I don't always use a base powder, kind of depends. Then we have the another Urban Decay shadow. This one is Half Baked. My goal originally was to hit pan, and I mean, I have a dip, but I had to change this to 5 uses because I knew I wasn't going to hit pan. So I did hit that goal. Then we have ABH Custard. This is a single matte. My goal is to hit pan, which could have been doable, but I wanted to make sure to use all my other shadows, so I didn't hit that goal. I used this 8 times total, and there's a bit of a dip in some wear that you can see. And it is on the powdery side, so if I want to hit pan, I don't think it would be that hard. But not right now. Then I have this yellow shadow from the Nomad Harajuku palette. So in this product, I still had this guy in. My goal originally was to erase the imprint. As you can see, there is some wear, but I was not able to. Then I changed it to 15 uses, but I didn't use it much either. So I used this once since the last update, and I've used it 10 times total. The thing is, this is also on the like powdery side, but then it also kind of like dries out the eyes, so it's a bit hard to get it to look right, because it also has a strong white base. So yeah, it's a lot of finicking around, and there's other shadows I prefer more. Then I have this yellow gold shimmer. This is from BH Zodiac Love palette. This is in the shade Cancer. I'm a Cancer. I've hit pan on this before. Originally, my goal was 15 uses. I changed it to 5, and I've hit my 5 use goal. So yeah, just kind of expanding that pan. It's very lovely foiled yellow gold. Then I have this ColourPop shadow in Palm Reader. This is from the Going Coconuts palette. I really like this shadow. It looks white, but it has like a lot of gold shimmer in it. So it's really good, like in the inner corner, even packed on the eyelid, like the base kind of like melts in with the skin. So it looks really nice. Very bright, but you only need like a tiny tap in it, especially for like the inner corner. So I have this big dip, as you can see, maybe halfway done, but no pan yet, which was my goal. I used this 7 times since the last update, and I've used it now 25 times total, so I'm pretty happy with that use. Like these 2 shadows, I've really liked having them just in my Natasha Denona Gold palette, which I'll show in a second, because that one is kind of like a mix of palettes. You'll see in a sec, but I do like that better there than like Palm Reader, better in there than in the original Going Coconuts palette, because the rest of the palette is very like neutral or cool, and I know it's like, you know, contrasting, but to have that yellow, but I don't know, I don't really like it that much in that palette. Then we have this shadow from the ABH Soft Glam palette. This is called Fairy. My goal was to hit pan, and as you can see, I did. It took me 18 times. Well, really, yeah, it took me 18 times to hit pan. I had 1 additional use today. Kind of, like, you can't really see, but it's nice as, like, kind of making the eye look more shimmery. It's like a satin yellow, but it doesn't have actually much base to it, so it looks best over like a matte shadow or something. And the thing is, in the Soft Glam palette, it's not really the best there either, because there's another shadow that's right like next to it that's like it, and I don't know, it's a bit redundant there, but anyways. So that's all for those singles. Then I have this ColourPop palette. It's called Little Ray of Sunshine. It's all yellow, so very good for this project. And my goal was to use each of these 5 times, and I've hit that goal. Not sure if you can see, but there is wear in each of them, so I'm happy with that. This guy, I used it once as like an eyeliner with Duraline, which, I mean, it was fine, but also because it's super powdery, like it has a nice dip. So if I was gonna hit pan in this palette, I'd probably focus on this guy because it's so powdery that like I don't think it'd be that hard. So anyway, since the last update, I used this guy 4 times, so it's 5 times total. It's a base, but it's on the kind of like thicker side. It's not the best as a base. Then vitamin D, I used twice since the last update, 5 times total. Happy Place, I used 3 times since the last update, 6 times total. Have that today in my crease. Then Blissed Out is 3 times since the last update, so that's 5 times total. It's a very nice, like lighter mustard color. Sunnies, I used 3 times since the last update, 6 times total. I used that kind of like below the crease. Then I've got Vibey. This guy's used 3 times since the last update, 6 times total. This one I used closer to the lash line, so it was a bit of a gradient. This is a nice like bright mustard, like definitely like a Dijon color, like an actual like French's Dijon or something. Then we have limoncello. I used this 3 times since the last update, so 5 times total. This is more of an orangey yellow. It kind of looks a bit more orange here, but it's more on the yellow side, really. Then chillin', I used this 4 times since the last update for 5 times total. Looks a bit red, but it's actually, I guess, more of a burnt orange. And then we have Sun Giant. I used this 5 times since the last update for 6 times total. This is a very nice warm brown. So yeah, I really enjoyed this palette. Then let's adjust here. My leg totally fell asleep. Next, I've got the Natasha Nona Gold palette. I just rearranged these because this is how I had my palette in the intro. So I had some of those singles that I showed you before in here, and these are just some other colors that I have in that are, you know, duping the original palette. So we have Lime Chrome. This guy I used 3 times since the last update for 5 times total. You can see a little bit of a dip now from my finger. Dijon, I already hit the 5 use goal. You can see a little bit of a dip, maybe. Then Sandstone, I used 4 times since the last update, 5 times total. I forgot to say, my goal was to hit 5 uses on each of these shadows. Just these 8 here. And Alchemist, I used 2 times since the last update for 5 times total. You can also see a bit of a dip. It's not my favorite, but I'll keep it for now. Then Kava, I used 5 times since the last update, and that's my total use. I do really like it as has a lot of glitter. And there actually are on the goldish side. Then we have Aria. This is a bit of a cooler version of this guy. This guy's a bit more yellow leaning. So I used this 4 times since the last update for 5 times total. And then Teak, I used 4 times since the last update. I used 7 times total. It's a very nice mid-tone, just good for deepening either of these shades. And Varus, I used 5 times since the last update, and that's how much I used it total. You can see there is a little bit of a dip now. Probably if I was gonna hit pan on one of these, it'd be either this guy or this guy. Definitely getting a dip easily with a brush in here. So. But these are very deep pans, so it always takes a while to hit pan on them. And the last item I have is an extra. So in these 50 Shades projects, I'll start out with the 50, but I know that, like, you know, how I pans on the slower side, I'm not gonna hit all my goals. So if I use up or like hit pan on something that matches the color but wasn't originally in the project, I'll just add it in as like an extra, kind of to boost up my numbers. But anyways, I had this run overnight balm, and I mean, you can't see now, but this is like yellow tinted, so I added that to my number of goals hit. So I counted up how many goals I hit out of the 50 in total. This also includes like those little extras that I finish up or hit pan on. And I hit 44 out of 50, so I'm pretty happy with that. I have not hit the 50 yet, but I think this is one of my closest years to hitting the 50, so pretty happy with that. We'll see if I can do it for next year's color. I already put up the intro. You know, usually people end the last one and then put up the intro for the other, but I just wanted to finish up some more goals, so that one's already up. It's 50 Shades of Brown, and It's not the most fun color, but you know, there's a lot of brown in makeup, um, you know, especially like complexion products, and you know, every neutral brown shadow, and yeah. So yeah, just check that out if you want. Always welcome to join. And yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking around for this very long video. Bye.